The wind screamed across the Arctic wasteland, flinging shards of snow that sliced at exposed skin like blades. Above, the heavens stretched in a dull, endless gray, while the ground was a vast, frozen desert of white. For months, the research team had endured this place, living inside a steel fortress held together by grit and willpower, far from warmth or sunlight. Dr. Evelyn Ross stood at the edge of a drilling site, her breath spilling out in clouds that froze quickly in the bitter air. Mid-30s, sharp-eyed, and always calculating ahead, she had led her team in scanning the deep ice for ancient climate evidence. Yet what they uncovered had no place in any climate archive. The first sign appeared 2 weeks earlier on a radar scan. The image revealed a flawless curve hidden hundreds of meters below the surface. Evelyn initially assumed it to be an unusual rock feature, but rocks were never that perfect, and never bounced back signals like polished alloy. Today, the drill finally scraped the surface of whatever was concealed. Liam, a young technician, waved frantically, his words almost torn apart by the gale. "You need to see this!" Evelyn tightened her hood against the storm and trudged toward the pit. Several workers crowded around the shaft, their faces pale with something beyond cold. A block of ice had been lifted, and inside it, suspended like an insect in amber, lay a gleaming metallic surface. No rust, no fractures. It looked untouched, as though forged yesterday. "This alloy," Liam muttered. "I've never seen anything like it." Evelyn knelt, brushing frost away with a gloved hand. The surface was impossibly smooth, no seams, no joints, no flaws. The cold wasn't Arctic cold, but deeper, draining heat from her very skin. "Take samples," she ordered. "Run another scan. I want the whole structure." Hours later in the heated lab, the team stared at new radar imagery. The buried object, stretched nearly 300 meters, tilted at an angle beneath the ice. The outline was unmistakable, a vessel, sharp at the bow, rounded at the stern. "Not a submarine," a geologist whispered, "and certainly not from the Cold War. Nothing like this exists." Evelyn said nothing, transfixed by the ice dating analysis. The layers were over 12,000 years old. That meant the object had been here since the last ice age, yet looked newly built. She leaned back slowly. 12 millennia, and still pristine. Excavation began at dawn. Heated drills and generators chewed through ice, clearing a path. But the deeper they dug, the stranger it grew. Compasses spun wildly despite no magnetic field. Radios fizzled with static at short range. And when the wind died, workers swore they heard a faint hum beneath their boots. One evening, Liam approached. Evelyn, uneasy. "I know this sounds insane, but I think it's still active." She frowned. "Liam, it's been sealed for 12,000 years. He held up a thermal scan. Most of the vessel glowed dark blue, but near the bow, a small orange bloom radiated warmth. Evelyn's pulse raced. Impossible. By the 5th day, they uncovered part of the curved hull. Snowstorm winds lashed over it, yet frost refused to cling. Plasma torches barely scorched the surface. Drills snapped on contact. This was no human alloy. That night, Evelyn lingered in the lab, staring at the scans. Her thoughts strayed to ancient cave etchings, figures under stars, shapes of ships. Myths or memories? She shook her head. Science first, questions later. On. The 8th day, the ice itself rebelled. A deep tremor rolled beneath their feet, avalanching snow into the dig site. Cracks spiderwebbed across the walls. With a sound like shattering crystal, a vast pane of ice broke open, exposing a circular window in the hull. If it was glass, it was flawless, invisible as air. Through it, they glimpsed a dark chamber lit with glowing veins etched along smooth walls. The light pulsed slowly, like a heartbeat. Silence fell. Even the storm seemed to listen. Liam stepped closer. "It's beautiful." Evelyn swallowed. "It's alive," she breathed, the words escaping before she could stop them. That night, debate raged. Some urged sealing the site for government hands. Others demanded to be the first inside. Discovery of a lifetime outweighed fear. By morning, the choice was made. Evelyn stood at the rim, helmet secured, harness clipped, soldiers beside her, ready to descend. They had arrived overnight, just 6 soldiers sent to lock down the site. Their leader, Captain Jordan Hale, tall and broad-shouldered, looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. "Dr. Ross," he said quietly, "if this is some relic experiment, it could be hazardous." She met his gaze. "It's older than our entire civilization, and still functioning. That's the danger, leaving it untouched." The descent was slow, colder with every meter down. Frost bit into ropes, each breath frosting inside their masks. At last, they reached the exposed hull, the massive circular. Window glimmered above, and beneath it, half buried in frost, lay a hatch. No handles, no lock, just a smooth oval impression. Evelyn placed her hand against it. Nothing. Then a low vibration shivered through. Light spread across the outline. Rifles came up instantly. With a sharp hiss, the hatch slid open. Warm air flowed out, faintly perfumed. Not stale. Fresh. Almost alive. Evelyn's pulse hammered. She stared into the shadow beyond, lit softly by an inner glow. Turning to Hale, she said firmly, "We're going in." Boots echoed on flawless metal as they entered. The walls shimmered faintly, frozen waves of liquid metal. Lines of light traced the ceiling, leading them deeper. The corridor opened into a chamber vast and alien. Consoles and seats stood, molded for figures taller than humans. Symbols glowed faintly across the walls, elegant yet undecipherable. At the far end, half hidden in shadow, a glass-like pod loomed. Something stirred within. "Dr. Ross," Liam whispered. "There's someone in there." Evelyn stepped forward slowly. The form was humanoid, armored in the same alien alloy as the vessel. Its face was serene, eyes closed as if in sleep. The air was warmer here, carrying a faint metallic sweetness, like ozone after lightning. Evelyn moved carefully, each sound magnified, as though the ship itself listened. The stasis pod twitched faintly, faint pulses rippling across its chest. "Do you see those?" Liam pointed. The wall symbols shifted, flowing like script alive. Shapes hinted at meaning no human tongue could grasp. "It's a story," Evelyn murmured. "The ship is telling us something." Captain Hale kept his rifle lowered, tense. "We don't know if it's friend or foe." Curiosity burned stronger than her fear. "We'll find out." They advanced, toward the pod. The outer surface was seamless, harder than any alloy known. The armor inside seemed bonded with the casing. Liam brushed a panel. Instantly the pod responded. Light spread outward. Interior glow brightened. A hologram flared. Into existence above it, flickering in midair. "What in—" Liam muttered. The projection pulsed with a glowing heartbeat, then spilled symbols and images, planets, stars, ships unfurling like a cosmic tale. "It's alive," Evelyn whispered. "Or intelligent. The ship, or the being, is communicating." The images shifted. A vast battle in space. Shadows like monsters clashed against radiant vessels. One ship, identical to theirs, blazed with energy beams, shielding worlds. "It's defending them," Liam breathed. Evelyn nodded. "A guardian." The pod hissed sharply. Vapor curled upward. The armored figure stirred. Its eyes opened, brilliant green, glowing like emerald fire. Its gaze swept the chamber, seeing all at once. Soldiers tensed, but no threat came. A voice filled their minds. Not air. "Where am I?" Evelyn steadied her breath. You're safe. This is Earth. We uncovered your vessel from the ice. You've been asleep. A very long time. The figure rose slowly, armor whispering. How long? 12,000 years at least, Evelyn said. Its luminous eyes widened, then hardened. The Devourers. The war. My crew. It faltered, then straightened. I endured. I am Kale Viss, Guardian. The chamber went still. Even trained soldiers gaped. Kale's mind voice grew clearer, unfolding history. His kind were guardians of peace, shielding systems from the Devourers, ancient destroyers that consumed stars, worlds, civilizations. My ship fell in battle. I entered stasis to survive. I waited for others to find me. You wanted to be discovered, Evelyn whispered. Kale inclined his head. Yes, the Guardians knew another race would rise. Your kind is ready. Captain Hale stepped closer. And the Devourers? Will they return? Kale's gaze darkened. They are coming soon. Your world is unprepared. While Kale conserved strength within the pod, scientists and soldiers roamed the corridors. They stretched vast, lined with radiant panels and alien machinery. Some consoles shimmered to life at touch, projecting. Screens flickered with alien images and unreadable streams of data. Some consoles hummed faintly, alive with hidden power, though their functions were impossible to guess. Liam brushed his fingers over one panel, and instantly a vast holographic projection bloomed, our solar system in luminous detail. Earth, Mars, the gas giants, all circled in orbit. Tiny lights traced energy pathways, shield networks, defensive lines. It's mapping everything, Liam breathed. It's showing. The solar system prepared for battle. Evelyn studied the projection intently. This vessel? It's not just a craft. It's designed for planetary defense. Then why is it buried here? A soldier muttered. Kale's voice resonated from within the pod, calm and heavy. It crashed. My vessel was crippled, its core collapsing. I entered stasis to endure. Now the knowledge within must be given, if your species is to survive the Devourers. As the team pressed deeper, Evelyn saw chambers lined with stasis pods. Within them lay other beings, humanoid, yet marked by different features, armor styles, and sigils. Their preservation was flawless. Kale's voice whispered across their minds, my crew, warriors beside me, they fell in the last battle. I remain, the final guardian awake. The revelation staggered them. Humanity had imagined itself alone. Now they stood in the presence of an ancient order, burdened with a terrible legacy. In the central chamber, they discovered the command nexus. Screens and consoles pulsed with star maps, energy webs, shifting sigils. The ship responded not only to Kale's mind, but to the humans as well. This isn't just machinery, Evelyn whispered. It's alive. Alive or aware, Kale replied. It is bound to me, forged as the Guardian's will. It can wage war, shield worlds, preserve knowledge. It awaits those worthy to command it. But the vessel stirred uneasily. Flickers of power snapped along the walls. Panels dimmed and flared. The deck trembled beneath their boots, subtle at first, until the warning came. The floor rippled as though alive, a rising hum vibrating through the air. Kale's voice surged, urgent. The Devourers. Their scouts breached this system. This is only the beginning. All eyes turned to the holographic map. Tiny dark points pierced the edge of the solar system, racing inward at impossible speed. They're heading for Earth, Liam whispered, fear in his voice. Kale's brilliant gaze locked onto Evelyn. Your people have courage. But courage alone cannot shield a world. You must learn, adapt, and fight. The truth struck them like a blow. This was no longer a scientific marvel. This was a warning bell for war, Earth's war for survival. That night, the Arctic storm shrieked outside, but within the alien craft, calm light pulsed steady and strong. Evelyn lingered in the command chamber, eyes fixed on the glowing consoles. Kale had awakened systems for them to study. Energy flows, defensive grids, the way shields wrapped around worlds. Soldiers established a perimeter within the vessel. Weapons ready, but their focus had shifted. They were not guarding against thieves or rivals. They were bracing for what was coming. Liam stood quietly beside Evelyn. "Do you think we can handle this?" She did not answer right away. Her gaze moved from the ship's radiant walls to Kale resting in the pod, to the threads of living light. At last she whispered, "Ready?" "No, but choice doesn't matter. This is bigger than us, and if we fail, the world ends." The crew sat in uneasy silence. Outside, the Arctic night stretched endlessly. Inside, the ship thrummed softly, waiting, guiding, alive. And somewhere, deep within the stasis chambers, the first Guardian had stirred. Evelyn sensed the discovery had only begun. The true journey, into the vessel, into history, and into the threat hiding in the void beyond the stars, was just starting. The glow from the corridors felt warm against the bitter cold outside. Yet inside, the group carried a tension they could not shake. Dr. Evelyn Ross moved carefully, her eyes sweeping across every console, every symbol glowing along the walls. Kale Varys, the Guardian, was now fully awake, standing at the center of the command room. His armor caught the ship's dim light, the green shine of his eyes almost too fierce to look at directly. Even the soldiers lowered their weapons, realizing Kale was not an enemy, though his presence radiated authority, an aura of power that made the humans feel both humbled and small. "You are awake," Evelyn said softly. "Do you know our tongue?" Kale tilted his head, his voice echoing within their minds rather than through sound. "I comprehend thought, speech, and intention. Your species has advanced quickly, faster than expected," Liam whispered to Evelyn, awed. "He speaks in our heads. That's impossible." Evelyn nodded. "The ship amplifies his mind." Kale raised a hand, revealing a holographic projection above the central console. Stars, planets, and rivers of energy spun slowly. "These are the Devourers. They swept across the galaxy, consuming worlds. My fleet tried to stop them, but we were too few. I survived by crashing on your planet, hidden in ice to preserve knowledge and strength." Evelyn leaned in. "How long until they reach Earth? They are already near your system. Scouts have entered. Their main force approaches soon. Weeks, perhaps months. There is no time to prepare." Captain Hale traded a grim glance with Evelyn. "Weeks? That isn't enough. We barely have weapons to fight them." Kale shook his head. "Weapons alone will not save you. You need wisdom, unity, and resolve. This ship with your people can be the key." The crew followed Kale deeper inside, past rows of stasis pods and chambers filled with unknown machinery. The vessel was vast, far greater than its frozen surface suggested. Its walls breathed, altering the light and air automatically. The hum of power vibrated under their boots. "This craft," Kale explained, "is more than transport. It is a planetary shield, a fortress, and a vault of memory. It carries centuries of Guardians' knowledge. You must master it to understand the stars and to wield it in defense of your home." In the engineering halls, the team was stunned. Panels revealed currents of energy beyond anything on Earth. Power surged in liquid-like streams, feeding crystals, glowing within the ship's skin. Liam touched one gently. It pulsed against his hand, warm and alive. "It's like it breathes." Kale nodded. "These crystals capture the light of stars. They power shields, weapons, even travel. But one of the greatest, Crystals was lost in battle. Without it, full strength is impossible. Evelyn frowned. Then how can we use the ship? We can adapt, Kale replied. Your kind is inventive, more than you know. The ship responds to will. Your species has courage. It can endure. Kale guided them into the bridge. The chamber was round, lined with consoles that ignited as the group drew closer. The largest projection displayed a 3D model of their solar system with Earth at its center. The Devourer scouts are here, Kale said, pointing to faint dark forms sliding in from the outer rim. They test defenses before striking. Your Earth has no shield, no fleet. It is exposed. Evelyn's chest tightened. Then we begin preparing now. Kale's eyes flared. First, you must know the ship. It bends to thought, not touch. Focus your will, defense, not destruction. Think with clarity. Act swiftly, and the ship obeys. The humans tried. Gradually, panels glowed beneath their hands and minds. Holographic controls responded to choices rather than switches. Energy coursed through conduits by their intent, directed by Kale. The soldiers and scientists quickly realized this was no ordinary machine of Earth. It responded to intent, to emotion, to courage itself. While guiding them, Kyle revealed visions of other guardians, ships like this one, patrolling faraway stars. We were many, he said, but the Devourers proved overwhelming. They shattered our fleets. Only fragments remained. This vessel is one of those few. Now your kind carries that mantle. Evelyn's eyes widened. You mean, we are the Guardians now? Kyle regarded her. Perhaps. Or perhaps you will become something more. The choice belongs to you. But bravery must be proven. A sudden tremor rattled the vessel, lights dimming. Kyle's voice grew sharp. Scouts near Earth, closing fast. You must prepare at once. Captain Hale seized his radio. This is insanity. We don't possess weapons to battle alien craft. Kyle's green eyes blazed brighter. Weapons alone cannot preserve you. Your strength lies in ingenuity. That is why I remain, to teach you knowledge as your shield. The humans threw themselves into action under Kyle's guidance. Scientists probed the vessel's power systems. Soldiers memorized corridors, rehearsed defenses. Even Liam, the youngest technician, felt the ship resonate with him, his thoughts pulsing through circuits as bursts of living energy. Hours passed before the first scout shapes appeared on the hologram, small jagged silhouettes darting with impossible velocity. Kyle's voice echoed within their minds. Do not fear. Watch. Respond. The vessel will answer if you guide it with clarity. Evelyn concentrated, envisioning shields around Earth. The ship stirred, faint barriers glowing into being on the map. Incredible, Liam whispered. It hears us. Kyle nodded. But courage wasted on fear erodes connection. Hold clarity, resolve, intention. These shape reality. As Arctic night settled, training pressed on. Thought became action. Decisions became energy. Streams. Displays shifted instantly, defenses wrapping the research base. Evelyn felt pride swell. Humanity, alone, fragile beneath the stars, was mastering alien power through intellect and will, not sheer force. Kyle observed silently. Your progress exceeds expectation. If the Devourers come, perhaps your world may endure. Humanity adapts. Humanity resists. The first scout reached Earth's orbit. The ship's aura surged, covering the station and Arctic ice in shimmering light. The team watched, breathless, as the field shoved the intruder back without a single shot fired. We're protecting the planet already, and we barely understand it, Liam whispered. Evelyn nodded. This is only the start. Kyle led them deeper, into a crystalline chamber glowing with data. Here rests the record of Guardian wars, sciences, and civilizations. Study them. Learn their history. Learn your foe. Hours slipped away as holograms revealed guardians clashing with devourers, their shields, tactics, and weapons displayed in full, beyond human reach. Yet what struck Evelyn most was not the firepower. It was the guardians' creativity, discipline, and courage. "This is what we must learn," Evelyn said. "Not just strength, but thought, foresight, and cooperation." Kale's emerald eyes gleamed with approval. "Yes, that is the essence of survival. Sheer force means nothing. Wit, bravery, and unity, these shape a species' power." The first day of training closed. The humans gathered in the control deck. Beyond, the Arctic night lay silent. Enemy scouts had withdrawn for now, testing Earth's defenses, yet danger lingered. Evelyn faced her team. "Today, we have done more than most achieve in a lifetime. We've uncovered knowledge older than any empire. We've connected with a being who can show us how to defend our world. But this is only the beginning." Kale stood at the center, his gaze shining. "Tomorrow you will learn to project shields beyond this station, to foresee enemy maneuvers, and to wield this vessel not as a weapon but as a guide. Courage will be tested. Intellect will be tested. Humanity must rise." Evelyn nodded firmly. "And we will rise." The ship pulsed around them, alive, responsive. For the first time since entering, the humans slept, weary, yet driven by purpose. Outside, the Arctic winds howled, but within, a force awakened. Earth's first line of defense had stirred, guided by a guardian, fueled by resolve, and shaped by human ingenuity. Humanity had taken its first step into the stars and into a war not yet understood. The Arctic storms grew harsher, sharper. Blizzards tore across the ice. But inside the guardian ship, warmth reigned, filled with a steady hum. Dr. Evelyn Ross walked through the corridors with Liam and fellow scientists, their faces lit with awe. Kyle Varys led them deeper, past chambers glowing with alien light. Each chamber was unique. Some held strange engines pulsing with power. Others contained stasis pods with guardians still dormant. Evelyn felt history pressing close. Thousands of years of struggle, memory, survival, all preserved within this vessel. Liam whispered, "It's bigger than we imagined, like a city beneath ice." Kyle nodded. "It is a city and more. This vessel carries the wisdom and strength of many guardians, enough to shield a world, if you learn to wield it." Evelyn thought of Earth. Humanity was unready, their weapons crude beside the devourers. But within this ship lay hope. Kyle brought them to a vast chamber, the ship's core. Streams of radiant energy coursed across walls and floor, converging at a massive crystal heart. "This is the engine," Kyle explained. "It powers flight, defense, and shielding, but one vital crystal shattered in the crash. Without it, full strength cannot be reached." Evelyn studied the core. It pulsed faintly, half alive. "Then how can we use it?" she asked. "You will adapt," Kyle replied. "You humans are resourceful. Will and courage can replace broken parts. The ship answers thought, resolve, and bravery. You have shown these. Now take the next step." The scientists exchanged uncertain looks. Improvising alien systems to protect Earth seemed impossible, yet the Guardian's certainty spread to them. Hours passed in training. Kale showed them how to project force fields, read star maps, and anticipate threats. They learned to focus, shaping shields and energy flows with thought. Slowly, the ship obeyed. The first test came as scouts entered Earth's orbit. Kale directed Evelyn and her team to raise defenses over the Arctic base. Dim at first, the barrier flared, energy coursing from the vessel to form a dome of light. "It's working!" Liam cried. "We're defending Earth!" Kyle's voice remained steady. "Yes, but this is only a trial." The scouts will return, and when the devourers come, they will bring more than raiders. You must be prepared." Evelyn studied the currents of energy. The vessel thrummed with their resolve, their clarity. It was unlike anything mankind had touched. Kyle led them to another hall lined with holographic archives. "These are the Guardians' records, their wars, tactics, triumphs, and defeats, all preserved here. Knowledge is your sharpest weapon." Evelyn triggered a projection. Images filled the chamber. Guardians clashing with vast dark entities, shielding worlds, unleashing beams that split stars. "They're extraordinary," Liam whispered. "We've never witnessed such power." "Watch closely," Kyle said. "See how they unite, how they anticipate. Valor without thought fails. Strength without foresight collapses. That is your lesson." The humans immersed themselves in the Guardian strategies. Gradually, they grasped the balance of foresight, patience, and discipline. Humanity's instinct intertwined with Guardian wisdom. Beyond Earth's orbit, scouts returned, larger, darker, swifter than before. Yet within the vessel, Evelyn's team was ready. Kale guided them to extend shields past the Arctic base, reaching satellites and cities. Minds sharpened, they envisioned a net of light across the globe. The ship answered, sending ripples of power outward. "Unbelievable," Liam whispered. "We're shielding Earth from space." Kale's eyes glowed. "Yes, but these are still scouts. The devourers will bring worse. You must grow sharper, braver, quicker." Captain Hale watched the protective field shimmer on the display. "We can actually do this? Humanity? Defending the planet?" Kyle's expression softened. "Your kind has promise. You are inventive, relentless, and brave. That is why I chose you. That is why I awakened. You must rise to the challenge." The following day, Kale guided them deeper into the vessel, to the armory. Unlike human arsenals, Guardian defenses were not missiles or guns. Energy beams, barriers, and force projections were their weapons. "Focus the ship's energy," Kyle instructed. "Think of Earth as one living being. Protect it, foresee the strike, and direct the energy with precision. Waste will only weaken you." Evelyn practiced, envisioning shields over cities, satellites, and the Arctic base. Slowly, she sensed the vessel answer, energy coursing through her mind into its circuits and crystals. The strain was draining, but empowering. Liam joined her, his focus unshaken. Together, they raised a shield against a simulated assault. The ship thrummed, light rippling in answer. Kale observed in silence. "Well done," he said. "Your kind learns faster than I imagined. Bravery with wisdom can face the devourers. But remember, teamwork is vital. Alone, you will fall." As their training deepened, the humans uncovered another secret. Hidden chambers brimmed with advanced systems that repaired themselves. Scarred mechanisms from the crash healed slowly, responding to Kyle's and the humans' commands. "The ship is alive," Evelyn whispered. "Not just a machine. It reacts, adapts, rebuilds." Kale inclined his head. "Yes. Guardians forged ships to endure centuries, battles, and the unknown. They are extensions of will and thought. Now, through you, that will lives on." The team were no longer mere observers. They were operators, apprentices, warriors in shaping. The ship taught, guided, and echoed their resolve. Suddenly, sensors flared. An immense object approached Earth. A vast, jagged vessel, dwarfing any scout, descending straight toward the planet. Kale's voice rang sharp in their minds. "The Devourer's main force arrives. This is no drill. Prepare all defenses, humans. Your courage is on trial." Evelyn and her companions acted at once. Holographic grids displayed energy routes, barriers, and strike zones. Together, They wove a network of shields around the Arctic base, satellites, and key positions. The ship surged with strength they had never touched. Energy streamed like rivers, luminous lines racing outward across Earth. They strained, forcing the barriers stronger, brighter, faster. Sweat dripped from Liam's brow. "This is unreal," he gasped. "We're truly controlling it." Kale's voice remained steady. "Yes, your kind adapts swiftly, but this is only the beginning. The Devourers will not relent with scouts. They will press your courage, your mind, and your unity. Be ready." Darkness fell on the Arctic, yet inside the Guardian vessel, lights burned. Steady. Human and Guardian labored side by side, training, preparing. Scouts had been driven back, but the greater storm loomed at the system's edge. Evelyn stood in the command chamber, watching glowing veins of energy spread. "This is greater than anything humanity has faced," she whispered. Kyle's green eyes locked on hers. "Yes, but your kind is capable. You are adaptable, inventive, and brave. If you continue to focus, to learn, to stand together, you will endure, perhaps even prevail." Captain Hale stood nearby, disbelief etched on his face. Humans battling alien forces in an alien vessel. Who could have imagined? Kyle's tone grew firm. Not humans alone. Humans bound by courage, guided by intellect, unified in purpose. That is your strength. That is why I woke. That is why the Guardian chose you. Evelyn nodded, determination burning bright. The vessel thrummed beneath her, alive, powerful, waiting. Outside, the Arctic storms raged, but within, a new force had risen. Humanity, guided by a Guardian, ready to shield its world from the darkness. Between stars. The Devourers were coming, but Earth was now prepared to resist. The lingering doubt edged her tone. Liam, only 24, clutched a console nervously. "I've never done anything like this. How can we fight aliens?" Kale's voice resonated within their minds. "You are not fighting alone. The vessel lives. It answers your will. Focus. Guide it. You are the mind. It is the body." Outside, Earth's atmosphere shimmered with warning. Vast devourer ships, black and jagged, drifted like shadows among stars. Fragile satellites scattered, powerless before their size and speed. Humanity's weapons were useless. Only the Guardian ship stood between Earth and annihilation. "Deploy shields," Kyle commanded. "Protect vital points, Arctic station, major cities, orbital satellites. Focus your will as one." Evelyn and her team obeyed. Their thoughts spread into the ship's circuits, envisioning protective domes unfurling over Earth like rippling light. Slowly, the vessel responded. Pale shields appeared above the Arctic and across key sites. The first scout vessel reached. The barrier's edge, its hull glinting faintly. A beam fired. The shields wavered, then absorbed the strike, energy rushing back into the ship. Liam gasped. "It's working! The shield is holding!" Kale nodded. "Do not grow lax. This is only the start. The main fleet approaches. Keep focus absolute." The Devourer Armada entered the solar system, colossal, terrifying. They moved like one being, their attacks coordinated flawlessly. Satellites fell instantly, debris showering Earth. Humanity's defenses crumbled, yet the Guardian endured. Guided by human thought and Kale's wisdom, it cast shields stronger than any natural force. Energy domes stretched across continents, bending enemy beams harmlessly into space. Evelyn felt her bond deepen. Thoughts coursed through her like streams of light. Every shield, every strike, every movement answered the team's resolve. "Incredible," Liam whispered. "We're controlling it together." Kyle's emerald gaze shone. With pride. "Yes, but control is not enough. You must anticipate, adapt, act as one. United will is your strength." The first true clash came above the Arctic. A devourer ship descended, unleashing dark energy. Humans guided shields with thought, scattering the blasts harmlessly. Then Kale revealed a fence. Energy lances surged outward, piercing the enemy's weak points. With precision, the humans struck. The vessel ruptured in a flare of black and green. Liam cried out in triumph. "We destroyed one!" Kyle's voice was steady. "Do not celebrate. Many more come. Remember, courage, intelligence, unity." Battle raged across orbit. Enemy vessels hammered oceans, cities, satellites, yet the Guardian answered faster than belief. Shields spread, energy beams retaliated, debris dissolved before reaching Earth. Captain Hale stared in awe. "We're holding them off, saving the planet." Evelyn's focus turned to a fleet near the equator. She pictured waves of energy sweeping outward. Guided by Kale, the fleet faltered, ships colliding or disintegrating under precise blasts. Human will fused with Guardian strength repelled overwhelming odds. Kale's voice filled their thoughts. "Your kind has courage. You adapt. You learn. You act. This is the heart of a Guardian. This will save your world." Hours passed. The onslaught continued, merciless. Yet every strike met defense. The humans were drained, but Kale steadied them, shaping their focus through the vessel's circuits. In a bold maneuver, Evelyn directed a massive surge at the largest ship. The Earth's shield magnified her will. Energy slammed into the vessel, shattering its hull into drifting fragments. "Keep pressing," Kale commanded. "They must know you are not weak." Acting as one, every thought, every spark of bravery flowed into the Guardian. At last, the Devourers faltered. Surprised by such resistance, they began to retreat. Humanity, with Kale and the Guardian, was fighting and winning. As the battle waned, Evelyn and Kale conferred. "We cannot wait for their return," Kale urged. "Strike now, scatter, their fleet before they regroup." Evelyn nodded. "We'll end this." The humans focused on the forces beyond Mars. Together they unleashed faster, sharper waves. Enemy vessels disintegrated, fleets shattered, morale collapsed. By dawn, the battle was over. The Devourers retreated into deep space. Earth endured. Satellites and cities lay scarred, yet the planet survived, saved by human unity, intelligence, and courage. Afterward, Evelyn and her team walked the control room, weary but triumphant. Kyle's gaze glowed softly. "You have done well. Your species has proven it can rise. Bravery and wisdom saved your world. You are worthy of Guardian knowledge." Liam rubbed tired eyes with a smile. "We really did it. We fought them off." Evelyn nodded. "And this is only the start. The ship, its memory, and Kale will prepare us for what comes. Humanity is no longer defenseless." Captain Hale stepped forward, his tone low but firm. "I never thought humans capable, but we did, together." Kale's voice filled their minds. "Yes, together, that is the truth. Alone, a species falls. United, wise and brave, they endure even the deepest dark." In the days that followed, the team repaired systems, studied the Guardian archives, and readied for what lay ahead. Humanity had changed forever. What began as an Arctic expedition was now the first chapter of a new age. Evelyn stood at the observation deck, gazing down at Earth. The planet was scarred but alive. Humans would rebuild, learn, grow stronger. The vessel was no longer a relic in ice. It was a symbol of hope, of courage, of human potential. Kale joined her quietly. "You have awakened the Guardian spirit within your kind. Continue, and your world will endure. Be brave, be wise, be united. That is your essence. That is your power." Evelyn smiled, resolve burning in her heart. "We will. This is only the beginning." The ship hummed with life beneath them, vast and responsive. Humanity had uncovered not only alien power, but its own strength. The cosmos was immense, filled with peril and promise alike, and now, for the first time, humans stood ready to face both. Beyond, the Arctic winds roared, but inside, hope lived. Humanity had fought its first war among stars and had prevailed. The Guardian, with Kale at its heart, waited, prepared to guide and fight beside the species that had earned its place. For the first time, humankind understood a truth once hidden. When courage, intelligence, and unity combine, even the smallest species can defy the dark and win.